Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a live edition of the Raw Prospect Podcast. Today we're live streaming the Pac-12 championship game between Washington and Oregon. Score is currently 20-10 at halftime right now, and we're just gonna hop right into this thing. Joining me from Houston, Texas, the Stat King himself, Mr. Michael Ween. How you doing, man?
First night of December, beautiful Friday. We're at halftime right now of the Pac-12 championship game, a rematch from the regular season between two really, really good football teams. The Washington Huskies lead the Oregon Ducks 20-10 at halftime. Here in a second, we'll get into a little first half recap before we eventually get to the second half. But I want to welcome everyone who's viewing us live. We greatly appreciate that. Throw your questions in the chat. Throw your opinions in the chat. If you're watching the game live, throw your reactions in the chat. We will read those live. We're going to be live here probably for the next hour and a half or so till the game ends, probably a little after, giving our reactions. And then in between, in the commercial breaks, we're going to have some college football and possibly some college basketball talk, as I have some topics I would like to bring up that we can kind of gut check, if you will. If you watched our show on Wednesday night, make sure you go check that out before tomorrow's games, as we broke down a couple of the other games along with this one, and we did the premiere of Gut Check on Deep in the Heart of Longhorn Sports. So with all that being said, let's get your reaction from the first half of this football game. What did you think? What were your overall takeaways?
Well, I think Washington dominated the line of scrimmage. It wasn't necessarily a shock, but the scenario where the receiver talent and skill talent on the outside was able to take over the game, the scenario where that happened took place in that first half. And it was really just Oregon scoring late to even remain within touch in this game. And if they go on to win this game, that's really going to be end up being the difference in the game. Is that score? I'm going to share my screen. I have a graphic for this game I want to pull up. But go ahead and give your take on the first half.
Well, I thought Washington's game plan played a significant role in how they were able to move the ball early on. We saw them kind of really attack the perimeter with Dylan Johnson in the run game, but also get the ball out of Michael Penix Jr.'s hands quickly in sort of the short passing game, an extension of the run game, make the Oregon secondary tackle in space. These elite athletes on the outside for Washington. We're talking about Rome Odunze, who played a big role in that first half. Jalen McMillan has looked really good. I had a prize pick entry in this game, which I'll get into in a little bit, where I had Jalen McMillan, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's already gone over and hit his total on the receiving yards. Jalen Polk. I mean, the list goes on and on for Washington. They're attacking the perimeter, and they're running the football a little bit better than I thought they would. And on the other side of the ball, I thought Washington's done a really good job getting up into the face of these Oregon receivers. We all know about Tej Johnson. He had a big first half. He's done a really good job, but Troy Franklin's largely been neutralized. Terrence Ferguson, although he's had a couple catches, including the one for a touchdown at the end of the half, hasn't really gotten in space, made the plays you think he might make as the athletic tight end that he is. They've gotten some pressure on Bo Nix. So, I mean, largely for a large part of that half, this game was dominated by Washington. But with all that being said, with Washington being better on third downs, with Washington running the football better with Dylan Johnson, with Michael Penix Jr. ultimately being efficient, getting the ball out of his hands, not making any mistakes, and leading some touchdown drives for Washington. All that being said, Oregon does cut it to 10 at the half, and they will get the ball to come out in the second half. So I think this first drive coming out of halftime is going to be huge in determining what kind of game we potentially watch down the stretch of this football game.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out, but it really did feel like the drive to close the half was the turning point in the game, and we're about to see. I think the offenses open up even more, and I think we may see a high scoring second half. That's the feel that I get right now.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it's an exciting finish. Now, to be clear, I didn't plan to make this a dit hole, although it could technically be a dit hole. But I guess since we've already kind of made it, I think live stream should be their own separate category of video or whatever. But anywho, we can figure that out later. For my prize pick, I will share with you what my entry was since it is Flex Friday. I had 4 picks, $15 down to win $75. It is a protected play, so if I don't win, it ultimately won't matter. Jalen McMillan hit the over 54.5 receiving yards with a couple big catches in that first half. He looks fully healthy. He's been banged up this year, but ultimately I hit that. I took Terrence Ferguson, the Oregon tight end, on the over 35.5 receiving yards. He's at 15 right now on 3 catches. So that's not technically all the way out of the question. He could get 20 more yards and get that fairly easily. Michael Penix Jr., I took him over on the fantasy score, 22.5. I thought that was kind of low for Penix, and especially what could end up being a high-scoring game like this, where I think Washington's going to throw the ball a lot. Right now, he's at about 6.98 fantasy points. He needs a couple touchdown passes in this second half if I want that to hit. The tough one that's really not looking so hot right now is Bucky Irving, the Oregon running back, more than 92.5 rushing yards. I thought Oregon was going to come out and run the ball a little more than they did, but they came out on the first possession and threw the ball three straight times. Only 13 rushing yards. And give credit to Washington. They've done a good job up front, not allowing Bucky Irving to get to the second level. So I could see this entry going 3 for 4 and me winning a little bit of money. But so far, I guess it's doing all right, not great. But that was my prize pick entry for this game. And it is Flex Friday, so even if I don't win it, it really ultimately won't matter.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think all those picks have good thinking behind them. I'll say that. I think the Michael Penix Jr. pick for fantasy score, it's a scary one in my mind just because of what happened last week. And the story behind that is we actually both put a bet in on Jaden Daniels to hit on fantasy score, and the line was at 37.5, and he ended up with 37.4. So really just a bad beat there, but I think it's possible.
Definitely it's possible.
So second half, we'll see how things go. It looks like it's about to kick off right now. So
Yep. I'm kicking off on my screen.
Yep. Here we go.
Here we go.
Touchback.
Yep. All right. We're underway in the second half. That was a great first half recap. Oregon will get the ball to start. So let's see what they're able to do on this first drive. They're able to go get some points, even if it's just a field goal to make it a 1-possession game. So let's see how this half starts off. It wasn't a great first half for Bo Nix, but he did lead that drive at the end of the first half. And his stats actually don't look too terrible. Here we go. Shotgun formation. They're going to give it. And a big play on the first play for a first down, a big run there.
Looks like their backup running back. Not sure what his name is, but number 20. Explosive run there. Gonna go into the hurry up. Try to get some momentum going.
I like this. A deep shot from Nix. He's going deep, trying to find. It looked like that may have been kind of a miscommunication.
Yeah, weird spacing there on that play.
Troy Franklin and Tej Johnson were both in the area. Not really sure who that was intended for.
By the way, what's your take on that pass interference call at the end of the first half?
I didn't love it. I wasn't a big fan. I thought that ball was largely uncatchable, but it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
That's how they're going to.
Yeah, I agree.
If that's how you're going to call the game, just make sure you call it both ways. Make sure you're.
Got to be consistent. Okay, play action, quick throw, about a 6-yard gain on second down. There going to be about a 3rd and 4.
They love utilizing Troy Franklin and his big frame on those slant routes across the middle. We've seen that a lot so far tonight. They haven't had a ton of success with it.
This is the down right here where they struggled in the first half. And it's been mostly this down and distance as well. It hasn't been extremely long third downs for the most part. It's been 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 8.
Manageable third downs.
Right.
Washington's going to show pressure, but they're only going to bring 4. Nix throws off his back foot. And off Tej Johnson was the intended.
Yeah, looks like the receiver didn't locate the football there. A good play by Bo Nix, I think, just in terms of thinking he was hot. I think he thought the blitz was coming and planned for that there. But
are we going to see the very aggressive nature of Dan Lanning right here?
I think so.
First big decision of the game so far for Dan Lanning. They're right about midfield. Not quite, but they are going to go for this. He's going to throw it across the middle. What a throw into a big body. As I said, Troy Franklin, they love that play. And most of the time it works. Big 4th down conversion. Huge.
Just a post up at that point. Bo Nix puts it right on him. Almost a Mike Evans-esque play.
And Nix measly misses that throw out to the left side. Nothing doing on first down after that big 4th down conversion. It looked like, that ball was tipped. That makes sense.
Yep. Good
job by Trice getting in there and affecting that throw.
Yeah, really highly rated draft prospect, as you see on the screen there.
Okay, so we got 2nd and 10 from just across the 50.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. They're going to run it to the left, and it's going to be stuffed.
Again, aside from that big run on the first play of this half, Washington has done a fantastic job neutralizing the run game. And that's been big for them.
It's been huge. Absolutely. Oregon's got to find a way to get that going.
Because remember, even in that first half,
even extending it to the screen game would even be an option as well. But go ahead.
Remember, even in that first game between these two teams, in an Oregon loss, Oregon ran the ball for almost 200 yards in that game. But tonight, they have not had nearly as much success. They go to the running back now, down the sideline. A big play. I'm not quite sure who that is. That's going to irk me. I'm going to see who number 20 is. Gosh. What a throw.
Yeah, beautiful. Looks at, I think he just liked that matchup there. Yep. Smart play by Bo Nix. Showing off his experience. Nice run there again by number 20, getting about 8 yards on 1st and 10.
Yep.
Now they're down in the red zone.
This is a beautiful.
Another key point we pointed out in the pregame on Dithole was the red zone. So
Jordan James having a lot of success. That's the backup running back. I knew that. I just forgot.
right. Yep.
They put
Irving back in now.
They're going to give it. Oh, Nix is going to keep it. He goes.
Run RPO.
Ted Johnson on the slant, but could.
Yeah, I think he had him I think it was just a bit of an alligator arm there, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I had him.
Okay. So big third down. I wonder if they don't get this, if it is like a go for it kind of territory.
Yeah, I think this scenario is 4-down territory, which means you can do anything you want on this play. You can run it, you can throw it, doesn't matter.
Okay, stack formation to the top of your screen. They throw it out quickly to Irving, who nice second effort to get
nice effort. Yeah.
Good tackle by Muhammad, who's been involved in this game on the outside. He's traveled with Johnson. He's gone with Troy Franklin. He's been pretty good so far in this game. That Washington secondary has done largely a good job of tackling in space. Okay, 1st and goal. Red zone is so huge, especially in these type of games. They're going to go outside to Ferguson. Fade route, big body, not able to convert. Good coverage there.
I like the no flag there as well.
Yep. Hand fighting on both ends.
Right.
Damn, Ferguson
would have been a great catch.
Still got his hands on that.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. 2nd and goal. They're going to give it. Irving takes it, breaks a tackle in the backfield, only gets
nothing there. Rallying to the football.
Yep.
Okay, 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
I think these last 2 plays, if I'm the offensive coordinator at Oregon, I'm putting the ball in the hands of my experienced quarterback.
Yep.
If we go down, we're going down with Bo Nix.
This is Bo Nix's 60th career college start. He's going to fake, and he's going to take this himself.
And not get there, okay?
Not going to get to the end zone.
It's going to be 4th and goal from the 2. It's a tough one just because it's so early on in the half. But
I think Dan Lanning is going to stay consistent. He's not going to think twice. They're going to go for this.
Exactly. Yeah. Stick to your guns. This is how you got here. This is what they do.
Nix, pressured, throws it, end zone, touchdown, Ferguson.
Oh, wow. Big time.
Extends the play and throws a rope.
The pocket presence there. That is pressure. That is color up the middle right away on a stunt.
They send Trice on the stunt inside. He extends the play and just throws a rope on the run to Ferguson. Wow.
If I'm an NFL scout, I see that. I mean, that translates. That's playmaking ability.
I'm drooling over that if I'm an NFL scout right now. Okay, that's a win for Oregon, big time. You scored it.
Win for college football fans. We wanted a good game. We're gonna get one.
Yep, you were down 20-3. You go down. You get the touchdown before half. You get the touchdown coming out of half, and now it feels like we've got a ball game. We've got a
Oh
big
yeah.
time ball game here.
Let me update the score here on our graphic.
I
17-20.
do have a couple topics I want to get into in these commercial breaks, but we don't have to do it in this commercial break. You don't want to.
I mean, either way, I did want to mention the situation that went down in my life today, just because there's a lot of time to talk about that anyway.
Go ahead.
So basically, a good friend of mine at my work basically earned a or got a sponsor exemption to the PGA Tour of Mexico, and he wants me to caddy for him. And I mean, there's no way I would say no to something like that. So that's going to be what I'll be doing in certain weeks out of the year in 2024. But I'm just like over the moon about it. I can't wait.
It's awesome. It's awesome to hear. Um, and that's awesome for him too. Uh,
Yeah, it's such a interesting thing just because he's only 19. He's 3 years younger than me. Um, he has a connect where basically his mental coach knows the commissioner of the PGA Tour of Mexico and link the two up. And basically, the commissioner of the tour is like, "Well, hey, we'll give you a shot." And wow, like crazy.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2017 Washington, Oregon goes down on a 5.5 minute drive, gets the touchdown, 15 plays, 75 yards, I believe it was. Um, second touchdown for Terrence Ferguson on the night. The problem for me is, though, these touchdowns have been like 1 and 2 yard touchdown catches, and I need him to get about 17 more yards if I want to cash in on that part of my prize pick. Gosh, we don't have time to we'll get into my first topic at the next break.
Right.
Because we are back from commercial, and we've seen this before. Bo Nix's ability to extend plays. That time on a fourth down, they were able to get the touchdown, whereas in the first matchup, they did not. All right. Oregon's cut this lead to 3, from 17 all the way down to 3. They're going to kick it off here, and let's see what Washington will do in response.
Here we go. Last Pac-12 football game. I mean, it just feels right for this game to be a close game. It just has to be. I'm gonna update the time on here.
Okay, 1st and 10 from the 25 for Penix and the Huskies. Let's see what they come out. They're going to go. Okay. Little run play inside zone. Johnson for a couple yards. Pretty good job by Oregon there, corralling the run. But positive yards on first down for Washington. See Dylan Johnson, little limp right there, coming back to the huddle. That's something to watch for.
Yeah. Not what you want to be seeing if you're a Washington fan, that's for sure. He's been great for them all game.
Okay, 2nd and 8. They give to Johnson again. A burst of speed there. He looks healthy. Maybe that limp.
Wow. Yeah. Great blocking there. They had a guard pull over, and I think this is a gap play. Yeah, this is a gap run scheme. I mean,
Yes.
had 55 leading the way. That's a great execution.
Great block.
And from an Oregon standpoint, it's like where did the linebackers go?
Yeah.
Where are the run fits?
Great block by 71 as well to open up that hole, and then 55 getting downfield to the second level. Excellent, excellent by Washington's offensive line. They get it out to McMillan in the screen game. He'll get about 5, it looks like. McMillan's been heavily involved in this game. That's good for my prize pick, and good for Washington because he is a difference maker.
Yeah, Washington has come out in this game like a team that feels disrespected.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely see the chatter about Oregon 9-point spread despite Washington already winning against them head to head. Nice blitz pickup from Johnson there.
Nobody home.
Deep right side, misses him a little bit over the top. 3rd and 6.
Okay, big down here.
This is where I would love to just be able to hear the crowd noise without, causing copyright. But, it is what it is.
This is almost, I think, college football playoff quarterfinal game. Winner of this game is in.
Oh yeah, 100%. This is a playing game basically.
Early movement. Did he jump off? No.
Yeah, false start 74.
That hurts in that situation.
Yeah. The crowd feels very Oregon centric, for sure. That's the feel of the first half from the crowd. Definitely made a difference there. Just slightly. 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 for Washington from their own 43. 42.
4 wide receivers.
Penix pressured, throws it, intercepted.
Late blitz. Oh, wow. Sailed him. Sent the blitz, and I think Penix's feet got a little bit jumpy there and just sailed the throw.
Kyrie Johnson with the interception, the leader of this secondary.
Yeah, you'll see what I mean with Penix's feet here. Watch his feet on this replay.
Yep.
Right there. Gets a little bit jumpy, and that's all the difference it made. Wasn't really set, just sailed it. Big play. Huge play.
Momentum has totally flipped here. Kyrie Jackson with his 3rd interception on the year. Big one for Oregon. The leader of this, one of the leaders on this Oregon football team, period, but certainly the leader of this defense in this second back end for Oregon. They give it to, looks like Irving, or was that, no, that was James.
James, right.
Jordan James with a short carry. We're about a little past halfway through quarter number 3. We've had 2 drives. This is the 3rd drive of the half. Oregon's 2nd off the turnover. They scored the touchdown coming out of half. They forced the turnover. Nick's going to get out of the pocket once again. He's looking downfield. He's going to throw it, and he throws it right back to Washington.
Wow. Throw it away there. Did he drop it? Wait,
I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was a pick. I think
it was a pick, then a fumble. Tried to make a move upfield, and you just let me see.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he caught it. I mean,
oh, but did he?
Yeah, nobody open. Just throw it away.
Did he go out of bounds though, and then come back?
Yeah, he was out of bounds.
I don't think.
Let's see if he reestablishes. Let's see.
He did.
2 feet. Yep.
I think he reestablished. Good awareness there. Looks like they're
very interesting.
Looking at this though,
he doesn't go to the ground right away, so he So the like controlling it through the catch rule doesn't apply there. These Dr. Pepper commercials are always so stupid. It's almost funnier with no sound, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, what was your topic that you wanted to get into?
I have a bunch. Number one, and I'm not saying I want to do this. So Texas fans, don't get mad. This is just a hypothetical. Let's say Texas is in the playoff, and you have to trade Quinn Ewers for one and only one of the quarterbacks that have so far entered the transfer portal. So I'll give you some names. Cam Ward from Washington State, Will Howard from K-State, Riley Leonard, the highly touted from Duke. Yep.
Okay.
DJU from Oregon State. He's in the portal.
Okay.
Tyler Van Dyke for Miami. Will Rogers from Mississippi State. And Dante, Dante Moore from UCLA, the 5-star from the same recruiting class as Quinn Ewers. As Arch. You have to trade Quinn Ewers for one of those guys. Who are you trading for?
I think DJU is the most intriguing one to me, just because of the running ability he adds to the equation. But outside of that, I'm not overly familiar with Duke's quarterback, Riley Leonard. Haven't watched him play, but I mean, I know from highlights that he's good, but I wouldn't be able to make a real opinion there. I think DJU would be the only one where I would think about it, and I think really it just comes down to, I think you roll with Quinn, but because I don't know if any of them are just like locked in like upgrades,
Again, it's a hypothetical. But
right, in a hypothetical scenario where they know the offense, they're ready to go.
I
think Quinn.
I'll give my opinion on the next break because we're back.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that'll be something to stick around for.
Let's see what.
All right, let's see this replay of this interception. Yeah, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when Chris Paul like hides in the corner on like an inbounds pass and then like runs behind a dude and sneaks in and gets a steal.
Quick throw to the outside.
He was just hiding.
Couple yards there. So
good first play on first down.
Get the back-to-back interceptions. And now we're back to where we were like 5 or 10 minutes ago with Washington having the ball, up 20-17. Second,
the momentum has flipped multiple different ways now, and now it's who's going to take control of this game again.
Yeah, good run for Dylan Johnson. It'll be 3rd and short around midfield.
I don't know Washington coaches, tendencies with 4th downs, but I would assume it would be near 4th down territory, but may not have to worry about it. It's pretty short 3rd down here. Oh, you got him to jump. Nice throw.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was the right call there with the pass interference. That's high level quarterback play there. You see them, you get them to jump, and I assume it was the cadence that got them to jump. And then you go back shoulder to your favorite matchup, Rome Odunze. Like that's big time. And he puts it right on the money as well. Look at that. Ball placement. Boom.
And he does have the jersey on the inside, on the chest
Yeah.
plate. Okay, so a new set of downs for Washington. They're now in Oregon territory, the 36. Trips to the bottom of the screen. They're going to hand to Johnson for about 4 yards, first down.
Solid. Unrelated, but I see the score on the bottom of the screen right now. Kansas and UConn. 2-point game with 12 to go.
Been watching some of that on my phone.
Ooh.
It's a high-level college basketball game.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll be watching that back later for sure. I have that one recorded. And by later, I probably mean tomorrow.
Okay. 2nd and 5 after the first down run.
1-on-1 with Roma Dunze down at the bottom if he wants it. Okay, run play here.
All right.
I like the patience from Johnson there, letting the blocks develop.
Yeah, and I ultimately don't have a problem with Washington running the football here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been working, and you're shortening the game, you're killing clock. I like it. I mean, if it ain't broke, you know?
Yep. It's a show in Las Vegas for the Pac-12 championship. Oh.
All right, they go under center.
He lost his footing.
Oh, my. Yeah, that hurts there.
I think he had the first down. He just lost his.
Yeah, he had one man to beat. Tried to make a cut back to the inside, and just.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's see what Washington decides to do. Are they in field goal range?
They are. Yeah, it looks like they are bringing the field goal unit on.
Or are they?
Or somebody was running off the field. I don't know if that was.
No, they're gonna go for this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Offense is on the field.
They send Penn.
McMillan in motion.
Here comes the pressure, and he goes down.
Wow. Yeah, if you're Penix there, got to be aware of the backside pressure on a naked boot like that. Let's see what happened on the backside here. Yeah, I think it was just a miscue by that tight end there, not blocking that player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not on Penix. I think Penix assumed he'd have more time there. And maybe the tight end thought that that defensive back wasn't blitzing, but either way, tough way to go down on that fourth down.
They sent McMillan in motion right before the snap. I think they were trying to get McMillan on some kind of like wheel out
quick throw. Yeah.
But
I think they were trying to get a little like rub route.
Yeah.
To a short flat, just past the sticks, and from what I could see, Oregon took it away.
Yeah, great job.
And Penix couldn't pull the trigger.
All right, big stop on fourth down.
All right, so go ahead and give your take on that scenario you gave.
For me, and again, I'm sticking with Quinn, but for me, I'd actually go Cam Ward from Washington State. I'll watch some of their games this year, the Cougars.
Yeah,
he's really.
Cam Ward is one I forgot for sure.
He's really impressive. He ultimately started his career at Incarnate Word, small Division II school. We all know about it. He's from the state of Texas. He's got some familiarity with Texas, of course. 25 games for the Cougars. He's got 43 touchdown passes, and he adds that dual threat ability, much like a guy you talked about in DJU. He's done for over 6,400 yards. He's got 11 scores on the ground. And right now, as of right now, according to On3, he is the number one overall player in the transfer rankings. Competition to land him is going to be fierce. And I think he's a guy that a school like Texas would be able to go out and give the kind of NIL deal that it's going to require to get him. I like Riley Leonard, but it's concerning. His health is concerning. He needs to prove a full season. I think he'd be better suited somewhere else. But he's going to be – he's also an excellent dual threat kind of guy. He's just been banged up, and he's experienced. I think someone will end up getting him. I think Notre Dame right now is the front runner to go get him. And then DJ
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting fit.
DJ U's an interesting one. He's going to be a big prize in the portal. We're going to see who ends up picking him up. But then there's also guys like Tyler Van Dyke and Will Howard. I mean, people underrate Will Howard. He's a guy who's started many games in college. He's won a conference championship with K-State. And look, I mean, if you're Texas, you saw what he was able to do against you at DKR this year. He had K-State in position to win that football game. He was tearing it up. So I think he'll end up somewhere good, and I think he has the potential to really take off next year depending on where he ends up. So, all right, we're back to the game.
1st and 10 for Oregon. Bit of a stalemate here in this part of the third quarter. Quick throw outside, gets about 7 yards.
Get Tez Johnson and his speed in space. I love it.
Yeah, good play call there. A little bit of extension of the run game that I mentioned earlier with the screen pass.
Pressure's coming again from Trice. Nick's
nice pump.
There he goes down the sideline.
Oh, wow, there's no one there.
Big play.
Wow. Yep, that's the trouble you have playing man coverage. So they go 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The one on the left clears out to the middle of the field, brings that defender out of play, and there's just no one there on that left side.
Yep. All of a sudden, Oregon down in the red zone. Off that 4th down stop. They just get the snap off. It's a quarterback run, flag down. Ball comes loose. But there's a flag, so it's not going to matter.
Oh, big man. Yeah, no, it's not. It's going to come back, I think.
You would think so.
I mean, I don't think you can advance a fumble anyway, right?
It looks like he was down. Yeah.
Down. Yep. He was down there.
Well, that should come back.
Yep. Classic Genjutsu.
Oregon's
get fired up though.
They just They just ruled it a touchdown. I'm not too sure. What are they looking at here?
Yeah, he's down. I think it's one of those where they didn't blow the whistle and they're just gonna let it roll and then replay it. But yeah, this is gonna get overturned. Only a matter of time.
Perplexed.
I think Bo thought he wasn't down.
Perplexed look on Bo Nix's face. He's a guy who typically knows. Like,
Yeah.
I've played 60 college games. I think
Yeah, that's a weird one.
yeah.
Not sure. Oh, okay. So it was offside on Washington.
Interesting. That play had a little of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 1st and 5. Not that it really matters, as Oregon just needs to.
Yeah. Down there deep in the red zone. Okay. Going into motion here. Heavy set to the right.
They keep Ferguson in the
Close
block. They
split.
get Jordan James.
Run left. Open lane. Touchdown, Oregon. They're going to take the lead.
They have taken the lead. 23-20 now. I'd assume they would just kick the PAT. They will.
And this is college football in a nutshell. 20-3 is, to put it simply, you're not safe, and not a lot of leads are safe, but certainly not 20-3.
Well, certainly not against a team the caliber of Oregon.
Absolutely right.
First lead,
21 straight points scored.
21 answered. You get the touchdown before half. You get the touchdown after the half, and then you get this touchdown off the 4th down stop. Big, and it's the big play on that drive was that run by Bo Nix.
Yeah, it felt like one of those Mahomesian type runs.
Yeah,
Where it's like you just have a feel for where to escape to, and he just got over there, and there's just no one there, and it's not even like he was sprinting that hard or running that fast or outrunning people. It was just that side was just completely vacated.
yeah. Okay, so now for the first time this game, it's Washington that really needs some points here on this drive. As
Yeah, in the worst way, and we might see some detractors question the 4th down call before that Oregon drive that led that turnover on downs that led to that Oregon drive. But I liked going for it on 4th down there. I think it was the right call. It's definitely one of those that you think you're going to trust your defense. But all right, here we go. Penix is going to go play action here. Pressure in his face, sidesteps, throws it away. That might be grounding. It looked like he was in the pocket there. Didn't look like there was anyone around for that pass, but no flag. Okay.
I think he got out barely.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe he got out of the tackle box. I didn't realize. All right, 2nd and 10. Penix making a check at the line. Johnson goes in motion.
Ooh, wide
Quick move to the left. Wide open tight end there. Makes a few miss.
Is that Colt? Yep.
Yep. How did he get so open there?
Nice throw there by just accurate.
Yeah. I like the patience there from Penix as well. He waited and waited for those zone defenders to get deeper and deeper.
Yep.
So that tight end would have more space to run. Not sure what happened there from an Oregon standpoint, but Solid there. Solid play there. 1st and 10 now. 1 minute left in the third quarter. They're going to go quick to Adunze. He's going to get
You got the first.
the first down. 11 yards there, which is going to stop the clock as well, briefly.
Over 100 yards for Adunze once again tonight. 8 on 8 catches. We're approaching the end of quarter number 3 in a one-possession game. Oregon has taken the lead. It's been all Oregon pretty much in this third quarter.
Play action again.
Downfield, it's McMillan.
Deep.
It's McMillan. Once again.
Wow, yeah. Big time. Ooh, not sure what happened with the cameraman there.
Great throw under duress there by Penix.
I think those intermediate throws in between the linebackers and the safeties, I think Penix, is the best at that particular throw in the entire country.
Yeah.
I would argue. And I can't help but think about all the future NFL players that are in this game, man. Like I feel like, especially for these two quarterbacks, we're going to look back on this game and what happens here for their entire NFL careers.
Absolutely. Okay, we got a one-possession game going to the fourth. Not much else you could really ask for.
Yep. What did you have next for us in terms of gut check?
I don't know if you'd call these gut check, but they're just topics that I wanted to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to read this to you. Remember what we talked about on Dithole earlier this week. Inside sources. This is from an inside source well connected to the Texas program. And now that the transfer portal is opening, this is relevant. One position that was being discussed as a high priority a few months ago and seemingly isn't right now for Texas in the portal is tight end. That should give you the warm fuzzies with the prospect of Jatavion Sanders returning, because if there was an expectation that he would depart, the tight end position would be a big need right now in the portal for Texas. So reading that and given that snippet of information, that gives you even more confidence that Jatavion Sanders is going to come back next year for Texas. Buy or sell?
I'm going to buy it. I mean, ultimately, from a health standpoint, from a NFL draft standpoint, I think being the elder statesman of the offense next year in a pass catching group that's going to be very young and inexperienced, barring any transfers that come in. But regardless, you're going to be the elder statesman within the program and have years of experience with Quinn Ewers, assuming he comes back, but also a chance to be fully healthy and featured in the offense throughout a season, put up big numbers possibly. And I think with NIL and all the stuff that provides, I think for a guy like Jatavion Sanders, I think it's a no-brainer. Because I think if he were to go into the draft now, I don't think it would happen, but there would be a slight chance, I'd say, of him dropping to day 3 just because of the health concern and the, I guess, lack of production, I guess. But I don't think that would happen. I think he would have probably ended up being a late second, third round pick, but he has the talent to be a first round pick, and that's what he's going to shoot for. And I think it's the right move.
They go on to add Texas tight end Jatavion Sanders is still deciding if he wants to enter the NFL draft after this year. I was told Sanders is enjoying his time at Texas, especially this season, which has made a decision to enter the draft more difficult. Sanders is viewed as the number 2 tight end in the upcoming draft, but risking injury to move up one spot is something he needs to talk about with his family. Okay, Washington back. Ooh, is that a fumble?
Ooh, tipped throw there. Not a fumble. Definitely the arm was going forward.
Incomplete.
What? Well, the ref is pointing. What? What did I just. What? Let's see the replay on this. This is. Huh. All right. So. Ooh. I think it was going forward. Let's see from this angle.
Well, I don't know.
Ooh, yeah, that is close.
He knocked the defender.
They're going forward. Yeah. Just slightly. Right there. At first, I thought that pass just bounced off of a helmet, but clearly wasn't. I think the pass rush for Oregon was challenged in the locker room, clearly. They've made a much bigger impact on this game in the second half, and they were the ones to cause that interception earlier on in the second half.
Incomplete.
Okay. Yep.
Closer than we thought, but still incomplete.
Right.
But no, you're right. I think Oregon's been the more physical team this half. And they weren't that in the first half. So
yeah. Just shows how
they've upped their physicality.
Tight the margins are.
And this is what a Dan Lanning
that play was so close.
This is what a Dan Lanning coach team typically does. This is what you expect them to do. But Washington is right at the border of the red zone here, 2nd and 10. They're going to run it with Dylan Johnson inside. Nice little cutback there to get possible.
He is running so well tonight.
Yep.
Really impressed with him. He played well against Washington State as well, but I think it was just a sloppier game in general from Washington. But they're sharp tonight. There's no question.
Okay. 3rd and 3, big down here.
Oh, yeah. These are the big money downs, Michael Penix. Let's see what you got. 4th quarter time. Okay, they send an extra defender. They're going to run here out left. Ooh, he takes a big shot from the safety, but he's going to get the first down with a couple yards to spare. Ooh, I think.
Let's see the replay here.
I think it may have been the safety that laid that big hit on Penix. Yep, just as I thought. Got hit right in the chest.
All right, so it is a first down, but we have an injury timeout. So we'll let that pass. Let's see. What other interesting insider notes have I heard lately on Texas? So here's what a couple of sources in the industry have said. 2 sources have told this particular site or insider site that if the Longhorns do not make the playoff, the Longhorns would accept a bid in the Cotton Bowl that would likely play, and they would likely play either Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin or Missouri and Eli Drinkwitz. That's from the Austin American Statesman. And I had heard previously, even before I read this, that Missouri is probably the likely opponent if Texas does miss out on the playoff. But they could also potentially face Ole Miss. We could see potentially them try to make it work with Ohio State in like the Fiesta Bowl or something along those lines, but I'm not too sure how likely that is to occur. The other thing to watch here in the next week or so for the Longhorns is this Quinn Ewers situation. So obviously, depending on what happens this weekend, if Texas is able to get into the playoff on Sunday, that this timeline will change. But if Texas isn't or doesn't expect to get into the playoff, as the transfer portal is opening on Monday, expect Quinn Ewers to announce his decision here in the next week, because announcing his decision will help to attract some high-level offensive players in the portal.
Right.
And there's already one guy out there that I can mention that I think is probably going to end up at Texas. Antoine Juice Wells, the receiver at South Carolina, is a player to keep your eye on right now for Texas.
Yeah, with Spencer Rattler departing,
that's
an interesting one.
Already announced his intentions to enter the portal. Sources have been able to confirm Texas and Sark have a definitive level of interest in Wells's skill set. And the South Carolina sources have said that they have heard he is set on Texas, and the NIL package is going to be a big one for Juice Wells, who was one of the best wide receivers in the SEC a year ago, back in 2022. 68 receptions for almost 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. But a foot injury this year has kind of derailed his season, as he's only played in like 3 or 4 games. All right, we're back. They run it with Dylan Johnson.
Oh, trucked the linebacker there.
Good run.
Or it might have been a safety, not sure. But either way, the physical running from Johnson continues.
Lower the shoulder, get 2 yards.
Love it. Don't tell me you want to win. Show me.
Both these teams want to win because they know win and you are in.
It's a playoff game. It's what it is.
Looks like that was a direct snap to Johnson.
Looks like it, yeah. Got a few yards. Got down to the 1.
Yep, it was.
3rd down.
The Wildcat
on the 1-yard line. More physical running there. They had a defensive back there right around the line of scrimmage, and he just ran straight through him.
This is Will on Will right here. 3rd goal from the 1. See what they run here if you're Washington. Heavy package to the top of your screen. They give it to Johnson, and he is in easily to take the lead back. Big response by Washington. They needed that.
Here we go. We have got a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
I had the feeling, man, when I texted you earlier and said, "Do you want to live stream this Oregon-Washington game?" I think it could end up being the best game this weekend, and we're not disappointed so far.
Yeah, this is so worth it.
10 plays, 75 yards, 4.5 minutes to take the lead back.
Clutch.
A lot I love it. Washington has stayed consistent with their game plan. Quick passes to the outside on the perimeter and running the ball with Dylan Johnson. I personally did not think that they would have as much success as they've had running the football, but credit to that offensive line and credit to Dylan Johnson for his physical running style, his vision. I think he's been awesome tonight.
Yeah, he's been great. One thing I think with the short passing game and the running game is it pulls the linebackers up. It really puts pressure on those linebackers, and then once they come up, it opens up that intermediate passing game down the middle of the field with the play action. And I mean that's bread and butter, man. I mean, you got receivers on the outside that are going to go win, and with those linebackers coming up to stop the run, I mean, really, really smart game plan and execution from Washington in terms of just overall offensive output. It's been better than what I had imagined, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it would be more of the Michael Penix show, which it has. He's had his moments, but the running game has really been the headliner.
Got a good one coming down to the wire in Fog Allen. But if you're going to rewatch it later, I don't want to. I haven't seen the full game, so I'll probably rewatch it as well, as we have big college basketball episode next week. But it is a close one. It's coming down to the last 2-ish minutes at Fog Allen in what is the Big East, Big 12 battle. And personally, what I think are the two best conferences in America in college basketball. So that's going on. We've got this fourth quarter duel between Oregon and Washington. Winner is going to the playoff, whether that's undefeated Washington or one-loss Oregon, conference champion. There is a spot reserved for the Pac-12, and rightfully so, as it has been one of the best, if not the best, overall conference in college football this year.
Definitely.
We're back in Vegas, Allegiant Stadium. If you've never been to Vegas, man, it is something else.
Yeah. I've been, but I need to go as an adult. Let's just say that.
There's that Bellagio Hotel. Been there, done that. All right, you look at the quarterback comparison here. Let's see. So Penix, 256, but that he has that interception. Penix has. I don't think I'm going to hit that Penix. Let me check what my prize picks is looking like. It's not likely that I hit this bet, but it's not going to matter ultimately.
Yeah. 5-person bet, right?
It's 4 picks.
4 picks. Gotcha.
Yeah, right now Penix only at 8 fantasy points. He needs about 14 and a half more. He needs to hit the bet.
I mean, you never know. Could go to overtime, but it'll take a lot.
I also need a couple big receptions from Terrence Ferguson on this Oregon drive, because I don't know how many more possessions are in this game unless it goes to overtime. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from 25. Finally, you see some Bucky Irving. Nice run there.
Yeah, good patient running there. One of the quickest jump cuts in the country.
Yep. Who knows? Maybe Bucky Irving can pop like a 50-yard run or something.
Not out of the question, that's for sure.
Nope.
Okay. 2nd down and 3. Receiver in motion note to the right. Quick pass. It's Irving. Makes a man miss.
They're going to give him the first.
Going to get right to the marker for a first down. Dang, he's got a baby face.
Oregon's going to take their time, it looks like, on this drive. They're in no hurry. As of right now, at least.
Yep.
Only down.
Going to run this clock for sure. 2 tight ends to the right. Going to run right behind him. Nothing there. Nice play by 91.
Yep. I won't even try to pronounce his last name.
Yeah, that's a. Oh yeah.
But
good play by him though.
Nice run fit.
Just bounced off them. Wow.
Yep.
Pinball.
Violent tackle too.
Ooh. From Bucky Irving. I'm making my cut to cut back, and I'm like, whoa, 330-pounder right in my face. Nice quick pass to Irving again.
Nice tackle by Muhammad.
Beautiful tackle.
No, that's a different number 5. Never mind.
Yeah, it looked like that linebacker there had Irving in coverage, and he just beat the lineman to the spot. For that screen.
He lost his footing for a minute.
The timing was just thrown off for that screen there.
Yeah, it looked like he lost his footing for a minute, but was able to get back up quickly and make the tackle, which was a nice play. All right, 3rd and 9. Let's see if Washington brings any pressure here.
These are the big money downs. I don't think they're in 4-down territory.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, they're going to draw. Okay, they're stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for Bo Nix.
Good defense.
2 great plays in a row from this Washington D-line, and they're going to get the ball right back.
They are impressive there from this Washington defense. That's what I love about these rivalry-type games. Like, we saw Oregon take the momentum, and now Washington has taken the momentum all the way back. It's just like back and forth, back and forth.
Yep. That's college football. These are 2 really evenly matched teams.
Ooh, a bad snap on the punt. I didn't even notice that.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, good job by that punter there. If Washington got any type of pressure there, I could have gone so horribly.
Yeah. Credit to the punter for picking it off the ground and getting it off, though.
Yeah, impressive. And a lucky bounce as well.
Mm-hmm.
That helps.
Okay, I believe we're under the 10-minute mark. Washington's got a 3-point lead. We're getting the ball back. It's hard to say, but does a touchdown drive right here for Washington ice the game?
I think you go into your 4-minute offense. I think depending on how much time they can kill off the clock with that running game, I think it could. Yeah.
There's a possibility. There's no certainty, but
absolutely. Yeah.
There's a possibility. I want to see how this Washington offense operates in this situation. Man, what a great game this has been so far.
Yeah. I think from Washington, I just run my offense, and obviously you run the play clock down every time, but I'm not changing my play calling style. I think what's been has worked, and I'm not just gonna start like just running and throwing short passes to just kill clock. Got to keep the foot on the pedal.
So I don't want to get too far ahead, but I just can't stop thinking about the playoff as I watch these games and what the potential matchups could look like. If Washington does win this game, and let's say Michigan beats Iowa, which I expect to happen.
Right.
If Georgia were to beat Alabama, I believe that would be setting up for a Michigan against Washington semifinal. That great defense against this great offense would be fantastic to watch.
Oh yeah.
Just as if Oregon were to win this game in the 2-3 matchup against Michigan. But if Bama were to beat Georgia, I think probably the most likely scenario would be that Michigan would move into that one slot if they beat Iowa. And that could potentially set up, hopefully, maybe a preview with Texas for next year or a matchup with Florida State. I'm just thinking about not only who's going to get in, but what are the matchups going to look like? Because one of the issues with this 4-team playoff here in the decade that it's been a thing has been there have been a lot of non-competitive games. Not in that we've seen some great national championship games, but those semifinals, I believe they said earlier, there's been like I forget the number Josh Pate said, but there's been double-digit games where it's a margin of victory by 3 or more touchdowns. There have been a lot of blowouts in that semifinal. So I'm just really thinking about the matches. What a grab there by Polk. Wow. What an adjustment.
I mean, that's undefendable. I mean, if you're the cornerback there, you're in perfect position, really. Well, maybe not perfect, but you did a pretty good job hanging there hip to hip.
I mean, hey, if they're just going to beat you and say we're better on the outside than you, I mean, you got to get.
That's what it's been all game, really. You add on top of that this running game.
Yeah.
Johnson gets 5 there again, getting chunks.
Washington with a running game is a scary proposition. I'll say that.
Absolutely.
Question would be, could they run it against Michigan? Could they run it against Georgia if it were to come to that? I think they could. They definitely are capable. Their offensive line is playing really well tonight.
Yeah.
But we're thinking a little too far ahead right now. Finish.
Definitely. 2nd and 5.
Ooh, they keep it with Penix. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I don't think Oregon – if I were Oregon's defensive coordinator, I wouldn't be thinking, oh, this is going to be Penix zone read type play.
Yeah.
I like that call.
Yeah, I like that as well. Pulling out all the stops. This game is like you're just in the moment now. Like there's no holding back, like keeping this in my back pocket. None of that.
Yep.
It's all coming out now.
Okay, we're under 7 minutes. Washington is across the 50. At the very least, they're going to flip field position.
Okay, play action. Good blitz pickup by Johnson again.
Polk across the middle. He's now making his mark on this football game. It's been mostly McMillan and Odunze so far, but now you got that third guy in this offense that can.
Yeah, they've got a trio of wide receivers. They vacate the middle of the field there with that blitz from the linebackers and give credit to Penix. Got it in there. Good timing.
That's the risk that you take.
Yep.
Quick throw. We've seen this a lot tonight. Out to McMillan, who's so good after the catch.
Wow. Yeah. Great move there. So explosive. I mean, the short area acceleration right there. Yeah. You could just see it. It just pops off the screen. This has been really fun, man.
It has. Martin wants to do this again, even if I have to go solo for some of it for Georgia Bama tomorrow. But it might depend on my mood after the Texas game.
Right.
All right. McMillan again.
Down to McMillan there.
Quick throw. I mean,
I keep forgetting it works differently in college. I was thinking like, why is the clock going? He got out of bounds, but it doesn't work like that in college.
yeah.
In the NFL, though, he would have wanted to stay in bounds there for sure. Okay. Fullback in motion to the right. They're going to run behind it.
Hard running. He stays on his feet for like 4 extra yards. He was kind of losing his footing there, but he was able to get those extra yards. That's just effort and will.
Yeah. He's giving me like Frank Gore vibes in his running style.
I could see
Very
that.
patient, good vision,
I could see that.
contact balance, legs like tree trunks. He has raised his draft stock tremendously. I don't even know if he's eligible or not, but regardless. Okay, they go up top to the left to Adunze. Not going to get there. 3rd and 1 now.
Okay.
Clock stops. 4:18 left. We'll change that on our screen real quick.
I don't want to speak in definitive terms here, but because I know it's college football, I know how good and explosive Oregon's offense is, but it just feels like a touchdown for Washington here would go a long way towards potentially putting this game on ice.
Stealing this thing. Yeah. They're going to get it on 3rd and 1. They're going to keep that clock churning.
I'm interested to see how or if Dan Lanning will start to use some timeouts here.
I'm interested now. I'm going to look up Dylan Johnson, what year he is. He's had an amazing game, and it hasn't been just the running as well. It's been the blitz pickups that have like really jumped off the screen as well. I've noticed like 3 or 4 tonight where quick pitch,
Nice job.
not going to get much.
Nice job rallying to the football. I think reality is kind of starting to set in here for Oregon. They really need to keep Washington out of the end.
Very desperate here. They decide to go to the short side of the field there. Yeah.
Bunch of
Good point of attack defense there by 98, holding that guard, keeping him from pushing him back. Held his own at the point of attack.
What a drive this has been. This started with over 9 minutes left.
Yep. Statement drive.
Ooh, that's a big one because that stops the clock.
Big one.
That's going to stop the clock. 2:47. This to me is the play that's going to decide the game ultimately. 3rd and goal. Yep. Again, anything can happen, but I think it's likely that if Washington punches this into the end zone, they're on their way to a Pac-12 championship and a playoff berth in an undefeated season. A little play action. They flip it out. Touchdown, Washington.
Wow.
The Huskies have extended their lead to 2 possessions with under 3 minutes left. What a drive. Quentin Moore, the tight end, gets the touchdown catch.
Wow.
Little play action. They sell the run to Johnson. They clear it out with Odunze.
This is a result of all of that running of the football. Oregon goes bare front. They bring all of their extra weight into the game, and they leave one-on-one coverage. Really good play call, one man-to-man beater, and they execute it perfectly.
Funny enough, I predicted 34-24, but in favor of Oregon. And it's actually turned out 34-24 in favor of Washington. So fair enough. Interesting.
Wow. So I looked up Dylan Mitchell, or not Dylan Mitchell. Why did I say Dylan Mitchell? Dylan Johnson. He's a junior currently, so he is eligible for the draft.
Interesting.
No idea whether he's, thinking about the draft or any of that, but man, this game tonight has been, it's been pretty much flawless from him.
Yeah. He's been awesome. He has
every phase of the game.
Done everything you want as a running back. 23 carries for 117 yards, 5 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns, a long run of 16. He's also got a catch for 7 yards. He's running hard, running physical, getting extra yards, falling forward, leaning on this Oregon defense. Again, you got to give a lot of credit to this offensive line for being physical at the point of attack and opening up some holes for Dylan Johnson, but it's been masterful. And that drive right there, I believe it was 12 plays, 82 yards, 6.5 minutes. We talked about it before the drive, like 4-minute offense, depending on how much time you run off the clock, if you can get in the end zone, that very well may ice this football game. And they did even better than I could have imagined. That was masterful, that drive.
Perfect execution. When you have a guy running that hard and that well, it's such a huge weapon. I think to some extent it even tired out that Oregon defense as that drive went on, and as the game has gone on as well.
Absolutely correct.
Okay, so Oregon is going to get the ball. 2:38 left, 2:30 left, somewhere in there. This is it's not a great situation, but you got all 3 timeouts.
Right.
I think you score, and depending on how many timeouts you got to use on offense, you might end up having to go onside kick.
Yeah,
most likely. Which I don't know where the rules stand on onside kicks in college football, but in the NFL, with all the rule changes they've had, it's been borderline impossible to convert an onside kick.
I'm gonna lose out on my prize pick, but that's okay. I'll get that money back. All right, so for Oregon, let's see what they do if they can get this back to one possession, score quickly, and make this interesting. At least the finish. But Washington is on the cusp of punching their ticket to the college football playoff.
Okay.
Wow.
Bo Nix, potential hero moment.
There he goes again. His legs.
Taking off. Going to slide down.
Ball spotted right at the 36-yard line, 37-ish. They go, hurry up. They really need to.
3-man rush. They're going prevent defense here. Oh, wow.
There he goes. He's still going.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
He's in. No, he stepped down.
Oh, my.
Wow.
No way you just let that happen. Or Washington. How? They go 3-man
I
rush,
don't
go
think he
into
said
prevent.
off. Did he? I think he was in.
I think he's in. He's in. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Book it.
touchdown.
Oh, my. Didn't have to use a timeout.
Wow.
Oh. College football, ladies and gentlemen.
Never mind. I mean, yep.
My gosh. Another scenario presents itself where prevent defense prevents you from winning.
What a
Happens
throwback.
time and time again. As soon as I saw they were going 3-man rush, I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
Look at this throw though from Bo Nix.
Bo Nix is too experienced,
Right in the
knows what he's looking at, knows what he's seeing. That's a tight window there.
yeah.
And he timed it. It's the timing there.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like that defensive play call.
The more I watch Bo Nix, the more I'm just fascinated with him as an NFL prospect. NFL.
I think another thing about Bo Nix is the continued development throughout college. It's not just the fact that he's so experienced to where, I mean, 60 games of college football experience is a ridiculous amount of games, but also the continued development, the fact that he's shown growth throughout his career, like at a huge amount,
Yeah.
makes you think his ceiling is basically endless in theory.
Washington had a fantastic drive, and it felt like all the momentum's on their side. All they got to do is make. All they got to do is at least make Oregon work for something. And
All right.
rivalry game like this, I mean, you just never can count anything out. And you saw it right there.
Nope. Are they going for 2?
No.
Oh, I was about to say they weren't showing the field. I was like, why do they keep cutting to the coaches like that? Made me think something was going on.
It might be like a clock issue or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to say with the hard to read lips here. I think they're looking at the game clock. Yeah. It should be all the way back up to over 2 minutes here. Yeah, they reset it.
Yeah.
Holden with a fantastic run after catch there.
As clutch as it gets. Big time. If they go on to win this game, that play will be legendary in Oregon history.
Absolutely. What a throw.
Oh my, just pinpoint.
The stiff arm. 2 stiff arms, technically.
And then he
Tightrope the side.
waited a little bit in that window for that football, but then to accelerate like he did.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow. 4 of the last 5 matchups between these two teams decided by 4 points or fewer. Each of the last 2 matchups between these two teams decided by 3 points. Wow. Again, we're still going to get to see this in the Big Ten, fortunately. It'll just be a different
Instant classic.
Now, I can't guarantee you that we're going to get this level of quarterback play, but it'll still be Oregon against Washington. They are going onside here.
Interesting. Oh. A bounce here, a bounce there. Interesting. I mean, that was really well done by that kicker. Really well done.
It was. All right. So what's the situation here? How many timeouts does Oregon still have? If they have all three? Yep. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I'm not. I guess.
Like Washington wants to lean on their ground game, which has been so good tonight. They will do that with Dylan Johnson on first
It's
down.
just like, why not? It's been the bread and butter all night long. It's what got you to this point.
Oregon
It's
takes.
do or die for Oregon. Once these timeouts go, wow, what a game.
Kirk Herbstreit wearing the orangish tie. I like it.
Not sure what looks like a gold tie for what's his name again? Forget.
All right, second down and about 7. Will they go to the air or will they keep this on the ground? That's the interesting thing.
Yeah. Tied it in motion.
How much do they trust
Man coverage.
Penix?
They're going to keep it on the ground.
Okay, now it's really this play that
3 yards.
interests me. Do they let Penix throw it on 3rd and 4? Looks like Oregon takes another timeout. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Only fitting that this era of the Pac-12 ends this way.
Yep.
With 2 NFL quarterbacks, future NFL quarterbacks going at it. And 2 really, really damn good football coaches as well.
Yep. Looks like they're going to run it again.
No, wow, they went to the air. They went to McMillan. That's been their
wow.
And they get the first
game. Well.
And now you can see it on Bo Nix's his body language there.
Well, it hurts. Clock stops though.
Oh, rubber out. He knew exactly where he had to get, and he got there.
Yep.
That's excellent execution. Now they run. Flag down, though.
Just relentless. We'll see what this flag is.
Probably on the offense, if I had to guess.
Holding, maybe?
It's thrown right around the line of scrimmage. It is holding.
Okay.
That does stop the clock temporarily. Oregon does have 1 timeout.
That's significant, actually. Makes you have to possibly throw on a couple of these downs.
Yep.
Yeah, good call. It's the right call.
Ooh, they may have missed a face mask there.
Yeah.
They weren't going to call that in that situation. Wouldn't have mattered. Run with Johnson. He's stonewalled after a couple yards. And Oregon will use
final timeouts. Well, after they run this play, assuming this play takes 5 seconds,
Yep.
the clock will run down right around to a minute before their third down play.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Oregon gets a stop, they could possibly get it back with about 20 seconds left.
Yeah, that works out. That math works out. Either Dylan Johnson is just dog tired or something is bothering him. The good thing if you're Washington is you have 3 weeks after this game to get healthy. If you do win this game and get in, you have a bunch of time. Get your guys healthy for the playoff. If there is anyone dealing with anything.
I'm trying to think of who Dan Lanning reminds me of. I feel like he looks like a character in a movie, but I can't put my finger on
Yeah, you might be onto something there, I think. All right. 2nd and 17. The clock has been stopped here a couple times. But Oregon's out of timeouts.
Big down here.
Zone outside.
Okay, if they stuff it, then big. That's huge. Got some good yardage back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that play took right around 5 seconds, like I said.
Next stat.
Gonna go down to about a minute, or exactly a minute, looks like.
The next snap will take place with, it looks like, exactly a minute. And I just expect another run here from.
I think they'll run it down and take a timeout, and then maybe they'll go to commercial. Yep, I'm basically Tony Romo.
Hold on a minute. Could we potentially see, let's say that Oregon and Texas miss out on the playoff. We see Texas Oregon in the bowl game. That would be awesome.
Whew. Oh,
I don't know if that's possible, but that would be.
I mean, in a potential 5 versus 6 type of deal.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, 100%. The playoff games this year, I think it's the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl, I think. Or it might be the Chick-fil-A Bowl, but either way.
I'll have to double check that after this game.
Yeah. No need right now. It's 3rd and 9. This is the game right here. I would even say 4 down territory, maybe, depending on who's running. Wow.
It's down.
Okay. Game over.
Wow.
That hurts for Oregon there.
Kalen DeBoer's team is going to go to the college football playoff. Undefeated through the Pac-12 gauntlet, and they beat this Oregon team twice.
They said, we're going to prove it. We're going to double down, and they did it.
Give credit to them. I thought Oregon was the better team coming in, but you saw right from the jump, Washington, they were ready to go prove it, and they did.
Oh, yeah.
And look, they haven't looked great all the time this year, but they looked great tonight. And
With how they played tonight, I think they can hang close with anybody.
exactly. You feel it for Bo Nix. It'll be interesting to see whether or not, say, like Oregon is in the Fiesta Bowl against somebody, whoever that may be, Ohio State or Texas or whoever it might end up being.
I don't know if Bo Nix plays that game.
Would Bo Nix play that game?
I don't know if he. I don't think he should, to be honest.
Ninth 300-yard game for Michael Penix this year. 319, 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
39 pass attempts.
No. Good for Washington.
Yeah.
Good for Washington. I really like Kalen DeBoer. I thought it was unlikely, but I thought he was a guy that would have potentially considered a big job like A&M. But, I mean, he's got this program rolling right now in Seattle.
Yeah.
Dylan Johnson.
They love their Washington football up there.
Career game, 28 carries for 152 and 2 touchdowns.
And a pass touchdown.
Yep.
I don't remember that. Yeah, he whatever NFL team ends up with him, they got a good one because he clearly is very keyed in to the details. It shows in every phase of his game.
Okay, so one ticket is for sure punch to the playoff. Washington defeats Oregon, undefeated conference champion. They're going to be in, likely as a 2 or a 3 seed. My guess is at this point, it's going to be either all the undefeateds win, and that's the playoff, which I think would be likely if that were to be the case. The interesting thing about that, though, that I wanted to bring up is, have you heard the situation developing at Florida State? Tate Rodemaker, their quarterback, I believe is a game time decision tomorrow night. I think he went into the concussion protocol this week, and they're going to see if he can play. But if not, they will be starting a true freshman against what is a good Louisville defense. So that could be interesting. And for Texas fans that will potentially have a vested interest in that game, as long as Texas takes care of business tomorrow, that could prove to be big.
Definitely. Is that game late window? ACC championship?
Yeah, the ACC championship will go on the same time as the Big Ten championship tomorrow night. So if you want to set your lineup for tomorrow, at high noon, you get Big 12 championship game, Texas, Oklahoma State. Right after that, you get the main event with Alabama and Georgia. Last ever SEC game on CBS. And then in the evening, you'll get the Michigan-Iowa game, which I think I'll only tune into if it somehow ends up being interesting. And then the Louisville-Florida State game, which I for sure will be tuning into tomorrow night. It's a game we didn't really talk about much, but it will deserve attention, especially if it comes down to a scenario where Texas wins, Georgia takes care of business, and it all comes down to Florida State for that last spot.
Yep. We'll see.
Okay. Looks like they're talking to Romo Dunze. Penix
You wanted
walks off
questions
the field.
answered? We got them. We got
Look,
them.
you really feel for Dan Lanning's team in Oregon. They still had a fantastic year. I mean, you look at what they did this year. They put it to Oregon State. They really made the first dent in Colorado this year. They really put it down in Colorado to give Colorado their first loss. They put it to a really good Utah team that had issues with their quarterback situation all year, but they went into Utah, a hard place to play, and they really put it to them. They
Yeah.
they passed the eye test for most of this year. Really good football team. It's just Washington ended up being the better team, especially tonight. I thought for most of this game,
Yeah.
and they were able to run the football, physicality they played with on the offensive line. Uh, Dylan Johnson's definitely, I think, the MVP. Um, and
100%.
their defense, the way they bowed up to the Oregon run game, much better than the first matchup. I thought was critical in kind of slowing down this Oregon attack at points in time, especially early on in the game. So credit to Kalen DeBoer in Washington. They're going to go to the college football playoff. The first ticket is eventually punched. And at this time tomorrow, we're going to have a very, very good idea, or we're going to likely know who those four teams are that will be playing in the college football playoff. And who knows, we could be celebrating at this time tomorrow, knowing that Texas is probably going to be there, which is just exciting to think about. So, parting shots before we wrap this thing up, right around 2 hours, which I think will be perfect.
Well, first of all, thanks to everyone who tuned in at different points and times in this. I thought tonight went amazing. Not only was it a great game, I think the flow of live streaming, we're getting better with it.
Yep.
Of the whole watch party thing. I'm excited to do this more, man. This is the future of our channel. 100%. Expect more of this.
Absolutely. Maybe you could possibly even see more of it this weekend, but we'll see. We really need to get this NBA episode out. We keep pushing it back for different reasons. Hopefully, we can record that this weekend, though, or at the very least, early next week,
Right.
before the quarterfinal matchups occur for the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
So let's just set the scene for what our schedule is going to look like real fast. We're going to have Raw Rundown, most likely Monday night.
Yep.
For week 14, like we always do. I don't know what your work schedule is, but I'm hoping Tuesday can be the Dithole episode because Wednesday night is going to be Texas and Marquette. And I want to talk college basketball hopefully before that matchup if possible.
Right.
And then maybe later on in the week, we could have a miscellaneous NFL episode or some kind of action. We'll see. But I think get excited for this NBA episode. It's going to be really fun, and get excited for everything else coming on the Raw Prospect Podcast YouTube channel. But for all that being said, thank you, Emmy, for joining in tonight for this live stream. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Great finish to an era for the Pac-12. I think they can be proud of how this turned out this year. Really good conference in the last year of the Pac-12. It is, for big college football fans like myself, a little sad to see it go. But these teams will move on together to the Big Ten next year. And now we wait because if you think about it, there are going to be, I think, quarterback openings at both of these programs going into next year. And there are some big name quarterbacks in the portal already. and more probably to enter soon. So it'll be interesting to see the quarterback musical chairs in college football that's about to happen, along with so many other transfers. We also got signing day coming, and not only from a Texas standpoint, we'll be covering that, but Cam Coleman, one of the best receivers in this upcoming recruiting class, today flipped his commitment from Texas A&M to Auburn, and that's a huge get for Hugh Freeze in that Auburn program, as they're going to sign a top 10 class, which is big for what Hugh Freeze is building right now at Auburn. He's trying to flip that roster. But with all that being said, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Raw Prospect Podcast YouTube channel. Let's go beat the Cowboys tomorrow. Hook 'em horns. Peace out.
Peace out.